So I finally ran back into her this last past Friday, and she killed the stage. She tear it up. Every time she performed, she tears it up. So that's what I'm saying. So I had to get her back on the show for the first time on the show. But Miss Skittles, how long have you been doing this thing that you call music?
Like minus the
Like,
performing, or
like the beginning of you writing and all of that.
I mean, I've been writing since I was probably like in elementary. I was doing parodies and things like that because
Yeah.
I'm kind of a little bit of a goof troop. So I've been writing since I was in elementary, but I did not know I could perform until I actually just like did it.
Yeah.
And that only has lasted for 4 years.
Okay.
Well, coming up on 4 years this
Right,
year.
right.
So yeah.
What about recording your music? How long when you started recording?
Oh my God. I started really recording because I wasn't like a recording artist, so to say. I started recording probably about 2.5 years ago because
Okay.
my first 6, 7, 8 months, I wasn't really in the studio. I was just on the stage, like
Okay, so you was
performing over the
performing
tracks.
before you got in that booth.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? You was kind of perfecting your craft a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
I had to get it together.
Yeah. And so when you first started recording, did you release anything in the very beginning?
In the beginning, I released a Broke song. To those that know. I'm not sure. You said you followed me for a while. I'm not sure if you remember the Broke song. The damn. Who the fuck do y'all think that I am? So that was the first thing I released.
Yeah.
But I also did take it down for personal reasons and growth, know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now your journey, you have been on a quite of a journey since you've been performing. So this new project you have out right now is called what is it called about the narcissist?
Surviving a narcissist.
Surviving the narcissist.
Surviving a
That
narcissist.
talent, that name says a whole. That's a whole movie, whole book. That's a whole everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very self-explanatory.
Right. I mean, we talked a little bit at the Friday at the show, but I would love, if you don't mind, to if we can dive back into that, because I mean that's your testimony.
Amen to that.
And that to me, when I heard you explain that, from me seeing you perform at the very beginning, like you are a star. You hear me?
Thank
And
you.
so when you told me your story, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, she supposed to be here, and she gonna be here. You see what I'm talking about? And can't nothing stop what you here to do. So if you don't mind, I mean, if you could take me back to what made you want to call this new project Surviving the Narcissist.
Let me brace myself so that I don't really elaborate too long, because when I say I'm here, and that's like beneath me now, but I'm so grateful to, God, God itself, I mean, I dated this young lady for a while, and then, things kind of got a little topsy-turvy, like a lot of relationships, and it's just all about getting past them and things of that sort, but things started getting really dark. There was like absolutely no growth. I had ideas. I believe in partnerships and not just relationships. Right. And boom, I date this girl. Then it's almost like envious, and I didn't see it. Right. I was hella confused. I was so in denial that I asked people before I jumped to conclusions and would confront her about it. I actually took the time to ask people, like, am I wrong? Like, tell me this is not true. Why would she try to take over my social media? Like, why would she try and take the splits to my royalties? Like, this can't be serious, And then they would see the screenshots, and they'd be like, Skittz, baby, wake up. It's true. And I'm just in my head like, no, this person loves me. It's no possible way. And then boom, I'm just like, I got to snap out of it. And I asked God, I said, I asked for a lot of things. I don't really talk to you that much, but I'm trying to get closer. I'm praying, everything started getting better kind of like mid last year. And my life completely changed. I went, I stopped eating meat. I changed a lot of things about myself.
I can tell. You are over there glowing. You hear me?
I changed so much about myself because I said if you can do it for God, you know, if you can do anything for God, then I promise you things will change in your life and you'll grow and elevate. And I believe in making changes and sacrifices in order for the universe to align. And so I did that, and there's still no growth in my relationship. Still was a standstill there, you know? And I would try and talk, communicate, all that, and it just nothing happened. It would just be a blank stare. She'd literally just give me a blank stare, and I just suffer. And I'm just like, you know what, I can't do this. And I prayed about it, and I told her one day, like, you have to go. And I'm not going to lie, I was afraid to tell her that she had to go because I knew how long we had been together, and I kind of knew the mindset she had. Because, you know, when you talk to someone so long, you kind of know them.
She ain't going peaceful. You already know.
And, I mean, even in the beginning, rage would show, oh, I'm not enough, and tear up things in her own house. So why would you have respect for my things? And, you know, long story short, it took for her to basically try and drown me. She tried to drown me in a bathtub. She took my shower curtain and put it around my neck. And she turned on the hot scorching water and basically told me, let me show you some big old P shit. Let me show you some pimp shit. And she tried to, like, burn my features. Yeah, I got scars and stuff like that, but baby, those are war wounds. You can't stop what God has destined.
Not at all.
And so, you know, I just knew I was strong enough to fight. Luckily, that shower rod was loose, and I beat her ass upside her head with it, you know. I do not condone abuse.
Right.
I do not believe in abuse. That's not the way I want to go or handle anything with anybody. But
Well, at this point, you was protecting yourself. That was self-defense at that point. You know what I'm saying?
my son was in the other room.
Right.
And, you know, people look at like, oh, my gosh, you did that while your son was in the house. You know, I was looking at that at first, too, but then I finally opened my eyes and was like, you know what, maybe I wouldn't be standing here
How old was your son
today.
at the time?
This happened about 6 months ago. So my son he's 12 now.
Okay.
He was 11 then.
Yeah.
But my son is smart. He called his grandmother on one phone, and he called 911 on the other. So, you know, whatever lies she's spreading out here, which is it's totally fine, you know. If people know the real, they know the real. If they don't, they don't. I could care less. We all know the truth. And my mom heard everything. She was just like, why didn't that baby just leave? Why didn't she just go? I could hear you asking her to just leave. I was like, Mama, I don't know. But nevertheless, here I am. And I ended up with Surviving a Narcissist. And that's my latest EP. You know, we all got to release. Instead of just ranting nonstop, like, let's not dwell and rant, you know. But I'm going to be honest. I don't wish her success. You know how most people be like, I wish them well. I pray them through whatever they're going through. I pray they get better. I don't.
You got another song that's talking about that, right? I remember you performed that song Friday, right? You perform that song today? Are you going to do it today?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
do it today.
Yes. So, hey, man, look here. You know, being an artist that we are, you know, our life is a major part of our art, you know?
Yeah,
So,
most definitely.
you have a lot to talk about, a lot more songs to write about.
Amen.
I mean, when I heard that, it's like a whole movie. I see a whole movie.
It's funny you said that because the engineer told me that once he recorded. He was like, I see like a documentary, like a docuseries. And I was like, you know what? Thank you. Because that was my plan anyway. So